All right, guys, GYMDAD Fitness. It is vacation. We are in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, and today, hey, vacation comes, the workouts don't stop. We are reviewing the Gulag. This is the flavor weigh-in and taste test. We even brought my scale with me. Got a Excelsior with me too, for one of those days I got to dig really deep on this vacation. And got my scale because I always like to scale out my Excelsior, especially on a vacation. I won't be freaking out. Having some post-workout withdrawals, but I've never had that issue with the new Excelsior, even at higher batches. But the Gulag is what we're running today because it's going to be an arm day, and Excelsior, we'll save that for leg day on the vacation. But my scale going here, and the flavor I've had this one on hand for a while. Before I get into it, I always lift on vacation. I'm not sure if anyone out there is like me. I used to take off days, used to use that as my off week, but I find when I'm like chilling on the beach and stuff, or just doing shit with the family, I'm a little more at ease and can actually enjoy my vacation a lot more when I'm getting my lifts in and stuff like that. And plus I need the energy because I sleep less on vacation than I probably with kids than I did before, so all you other parents out there definitely know the feel of routine changes and things like that. So like, yeah, I know it'd be nice to probably lay off the pre-workout, let the body heal a little bit, but it's like I'd rather do that in a week when I'm at home, when one of the kids is sick, or like some life situation pops up where I physically can't go to the gym. So if I get to the gym on vacation, why not? I enjoy it. I'm a better person when I'm this way, and it helps me really enjoy my vacation, kick back, relax the rest of the day. So we have 12.795, 25 servings. One scoop comes in at one scoop, man, fuck, 16.14. I'm going to scale it out in the lid. I always do this twice just to make sure I didn't fuck it up on my cup of water. $15.5. So, yeah, it does come in a little thick on the scoop. We're going to go ahead and grip and rip it because I already dumped it in my water. It'll be all right. And it mixes up pretty clear. As you can see, I forgot my shaker bottle at home. So I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. Just back end of a fork. The front end's all fucking disgusting from my road trip food down here. And smell it's the blueberry one. I think I mentioned the flavor already. I got the morning brain right now. I can't remember what I said. Blue Galaxy. And it's not good. The taste is not good. I've been sitting on this one for a while, so it's no big surprise here, which I'm kind of blown away because I had like peach rings from this. I don't know if the flavor system changed from the original batches. I had the ones where like it was like a white background with like glowing letters, and then they kind of did this new like almost looks like Starry Night by fucking Vincent Van Gogh. Sorry, I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs. I think it's because I've been holding them in so much in this vacation, being around all of our kids and nephews so much, but not the greatest flavor. Very, very bitter. But we're going to get through it. It's all right, and we're going to get to the gym now. All right, let's get into the label breakdown of the Gulag. This will be pretty short. We got a prop blend, but a short prop blend here. And it's not fully propped, I guess. They at least tell you how much pump's in here in the beta-alanine, things like that. So you got 6 grams of citrulline malate. That's the amount the citrulline bonded with the malic acid. So it's that's a decent little quantity for pumps. We'd probably like to see with citrulline malate. Honestly, like it's not terrible when this thing came out 3 to 4 years ago, but our standards for pumps have greatly increased. We now see citrulline malate at least like 8 to 10 grams, just because it's bonded to malic acid, so it's not as, if that was this citrulline, we'd be set and good to go. But overall, I mean, I didn't bring a pump formula with me on vacation, and this thing still got me pretty damn pumped up, so must be doing a decent job. And then beta alanine at the clinical dose, 3.2. Tingles are pretty good so far. I mean, we'll get into the effects and stuff, but definitely seems to be a decent little source. And then agmatine for some more pumps at 1.5. And then we have the Vaso Gulag Property Stim Blend here. This is where the fun stuff begins. You got caffeine anhydrase at 250, kind of a lower dosage. But I love that, especially when you got alpha yo come into play, and then what we're going to be hearing next on this one, after the guarana seed extract at 22% caffeine. And this is all prop blend at the top. At least they disclosed the good fellas at Just Vibes let us know that 250 caffeine. And then the 2 amino is next on the list. So we could take a few spit shots. We know it's less than 250 milligrams just based upon the ordering of the ingredients. But you never know where these things are sourced and stuff, and who the hell knows, like the people at Just Vibes, if they're really following the FDA standards on how to list these ingredients on quantities, larger quantities first in the prop blend. But we'll take their word for it. It's probably less than 250. And then Synephrine HCl, and then Alpha Yo to wrap it all up. So we got two kind of sense of urgency stimulants there that should help, you know, give a little slap to this thing with the Synephrine HCl and the Alpha Yo, which might spook some people out. And now let's get into the effects. I'm sure a lot of people that see the Alpha Yo are always very curious to see, you know, what kind of source that is, what are the side effects, because we've seen Alpha Yo up to 2.5, and you know it's or up to 3 in like pre-workouts such as 6 by Kilo Labs, and yet it felt like if I took that thing blindfolded, I would have thought maybe a gram at most. And we've seen it at 1.5 like Symbiote, and it hits really hard. So you never know with Alpha Yo what it's going to hit like. But let's get into the effects of this one. All right, let's get into the effects of the Gulag. Like I said in the weigh-in, this is my vacation selection. I wanted to find one that smacks, that gets me waking up in the morning, but at the same time, nothing too over the top that it's going to backfire and you know, ruin the whole day. Like you know, not saying that that happens with Smash AMF or Firestorm and things like that, but you know, some of those crazy ones, you never know, you know, if you're the headspace wise and what you got going on afterward. Obviously a vacation is crazy. It's like you think you're better. I'm getting decent sleep. Kids are doing all right, but you never know, like nutrition, hydration, things like that can be off. And so I always try to do a safe call, because I feel like sometimes just like one of your variables is off slightly, and some of those ones can backfire on you. So Gulag is what I went with, and effects for the Gulag. So I took this one. I actually got this one way back when I first started the channel. This was one of the ones I picked up after I reviewed, I know it was when I reviewed Kill Switch. Which was probably a lot of you guys found my channel through the Kill Switch review. I had no fucking clue that was gonna be such a big thing, that pre-workout, and I just kind of fell into that by blind luck when I was picking up pre-workouts to review. But I actually got Gulag at that same time, and I took it once a day after Kill Switch, and I'm like, dude, this thing freaking slaps. Like, I don't remember it slapping so much. I'm like, it must be something to do with the Kill Switch, because I remember when I would take Excelsior back in the day, they had that focus note in it, you know, whatever the hell they're using. And I remember Alpha Yo used to hit me really hard, so I figured it was a Kill Switch situation, not a Gulag. Or like, it's like, maybe I think that I remember this being more like good vibes and buzzing, and not like I didn't like it. I had a hell of a workout, but I'm like, I don't think I can review it yet, because I took Kill Switch the day before, and that must be why it smacked so hard. So I held off on this one, and then I got a bunch of ones that got hot on a trail, and I just kind of like forgot about Gulag, but I freaking love it. And so I was like, oh, what a great opportunity to bring this along with me. And also the design kind of changed too, which made me want to get it just for like my background shelf. Got like some Starry Night Vincent Van Gogh stuff going on here. But the Gulag experience, man, it's different. Like I mentioned in my short video for YouTube, it definitely has more of a sense of urgency. This thing kicks in pretty quick too. Like I took this thing 15 to 20 minutes before hitting the weights, right before the gym's about 10 minutes away, and this thing is kicking in like in the car on the way there. So I definitely can tell it's got some good Alpha Yo, good caffeine source in it. And the euphoria really comes in within the 30 to 40. I took this thing, it comes in a little hefty on the scoopage, and I took it 3 times now, one at a flat level, and then 2 one rounded and another rounded. I just did another rounded again because it was such a great experience the first time. And it definitely has the feel good vibes still attached to it, but there's more of a slap this time around than batches I've had before. The taste was absolutely horrendous, and I mean, it was bearable. It kind of reminded me of this kit when I was a kid. It was like a Mad Scientist kit, like an easy bake style for boys, to butch it up a little bit. They made it a Mad Scientist kind of thing, and it reminded me of that blue drink that came with it. That was like, it wasn't good. Used like Alka-Seltzer and shit to like fire it through the tubes, but it wasn't bad. It tasted like that shit with some illicit sprinkled in. So if it did kind of have some nostalgic feel to it. I was like, oh, this is like my Mad Scientist kit, my blueberry flavor, blue raspberry it was back in the day. It was like good enough that I would still want to do the damn kit, but not good enough that I want to keep drinking this stuff. And that's what this kind of reminded me of. Just sprinkle some alpha yo in it and some 2-amino. And this one is straight like buzzing. Like you feel really, really good, but it wakes you up from the dead too. Like it slaps you pretty good too. It's a really good like pre-workout, and I wouldn't call it an intro stim junkie, but like an intro to like, you're like, oh, I've had 2-amino before, like a BPI 1MR or something like that. Like one of those smooth hitting 2-amino products. I think that one actually claims geranium extract. But something like that, like something that's very smooth hitting with no alpha yo, and you're ready for a bit of a slap. And this is kind of where this one falls in, is that next level of the stim junkie-esque category, when you're kind of ready to have a little bit more of a pick me up, a little bit more of a slap. But like you don't want anything like too over the top, like hard hitting. This isn't like obviously like Edge of Insanity, alpha yo style, like gonna like just put you into a next dimension. It's just enough. Like for me, the slap peaked like about 30 minutes. And then like as the alpha yo like peak started to like sputter off and it wasn't going to get any higher, the 2-amino kick kind of started coming in. And so it kind of like interchanges, but then the alpha yo like still like hangs around. So it's nice for a morning one too. I'm usually not a fan of alpha yo in the morning, but like it kind of had just enough like alpha yo get me up kick to like wake you up. But then like once your workout got going, and like, cause I take these things 15 to 20 before, and I want them almost like on the rise, almost peaking like as I'm doing my first rep. Cause for me, the hardest part is getting going. Once I'm rolling, once I'm sweating and getting a pump in, I like motivation carries me all the way to the finish line. And, this one, yeah, the alpha yo peaks within that 20 to 30 minute, and then they interchange. Alpha yo hangs out in the background, but then 2-amino kind of tag teams him out, slaps his hand. 2-amino's like, you did a hell of a job waking him up from the dead. Now it's time for me to take over. Now it's time for the smooth buzz, the productivity style workout, the happy buzzing. It wasn't like, this is a borderline dancer. I feel like it's definitely more on the aggressive side, but it's got that still got that feel good, euphoric, main theme of the story here. For some reason, the slap seems to have cranked up at least a notch or two from the original one. The original one, I'll probably score like a 9 on euphoria and like a 6 on like sense of urgency. And then now it's like, I would call it like an 8, maybe an 8.5. Like the euphoria kind of stayed the same. It didn't really take much. Usually you see it take a huge step back if you get a big increase in slap. But the euphoria kind of like maybe sputters back just a tad bit versus the first batch I had. And I took that one in the morning. I was training in the morning then too, so I have a pretty good read on this one. The fact I've only ever took this in the morning as well, and I used to always take that Gulag in the morning too, because I had the perfect sense of urgency with the euphoric kick. And yeah, so I have a pretty good read on comparing the two, but definitely like the sense of urgency cranks up at least 2 dials. Like it goes from like a 7 to a 9, maybe even a 10. 10 meaning like it's not like the hardest hitting, but it's like there's just a perfect balance for me. I think some people, I'm looking at you, Zach, Justin, 2 of my guest reviewers that wake up and put alpha yo in their Wheaties. You guys might think this one's pretty smooth alpha yo wise, maybe on the lower end. But for people like me that like, I'm not sensitive to alpha yo, but I'm definitely probably middle of the pack as far as like my likes of alpha yo. I've become more of a fan of it since doing the reviews. I remember for a while I was like anti like anything. I did not want to see alpha yo in a product for maybe 2 years. I would probably say maybe 4 or 5 years ago in my stim junkie journey. Early on, I did take a lot of alpha yo with like, I always loved rain, and then I took alpha yo early, then went away from it, and then came back to it. Now it definitely has it more of a get me up, especially with the little ones to wake me up a little bit. I just hate the feeling sometimes if I have like really bad appetite suppression after the workout, and I did nothing with this one. I mean within 30 to 40 minutes you're ready to eat. That carries you into the day pretty good. The post effects are great. I didn't really get tired until like 4 or 5 hours after the workout, which is perfect. I don't need to be fucking wired for 12 straight. But at the same time, it didn't like hamper my ability to like intake food, which I'm on vacation right now, so I want to go home and like slam some brunch and stuff like that. So overall, freaking love this one. Amazing experience. I'm not going to do my scorecard, but I can kind of give you a scoring. Flavor 6 out of 10. Pumps were actually like pretty solid on this thing for like what they have. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. I mean, you could definitely stack some pump, like a light pump product, maybe like a Blackstone Labs hyped max or whatever. So I'll still give it like a 7 to 8 out of 10. Euphoria, 8 out of 10. Sense of Urgency, 10 out of 10. Like I said, not because it's the hardest slabbing, just because they nailed it on the level. And Raw Energy, too, 10 out of 10. Same kind of theme of the story there. Not because it's the most energetic pre I've ever had, but I just felt like it's the perfect level, which kind of blows me away because 250 caffeine, a little underdosed, but then again, like it comes in a little hefty on the scooper, and when I rounded it, I'm probably getting close to 300. Plus with the guarana extract in there as well. So 300 is kind of my 350 is my sweet spot. I'd say I like 400 too. 400 is good. But the fact that like they were able to do it with less of the caffeine source is awesome. Always a huge plus. So definitely scores well on the card. It's one of those can't miss ones. I can't see anyone not liking this as long as they're not like crazy sensitive to Alpha Yo. I think that people that are like, alpha, I could take a little bit of Alpha Yo, they might want to gram it out. Make sure you get the proper 12.795 grams they put on the label, because the heaping scoop did come at 15 grams. So that's the only fair warning I would have is people very sensitive to Alpha Yo, but still like a little bit of slap, maybe weigh this baby out. But if you're pretty decent with Alpha Yo, if you're somewhat good friends with it, you'll be fine at a level scoop. And if you fucking love Alpha Yo, if you wake up and put it in your Cheerios, you can get a massive snow cone scoop of this thing. I could do like a big juicy scoop of this thing. It would be like next level. Like maybe I'll do that at like 4 or 5 o'clock or something like that when I'm like, dragging. And I can handle a little Alpha Yo because I've had all my meals, all my hydration. Alpha Yo seems to not hit as hard when I take it later in the day when I'm all hydrated up, had like, a handful of meals in me and stuff like that. It mainly seems to be in the morning when I'm crazy sensitive to it. And so I kind of stayed with the slightly rounded, never really pushed the pedal to the metal too much. Who knows? Maybe I will on vacation. I'm on vacation. I'm going to do a push-up workout on the 4th of July on the beach, wake up really early. I might heap it then. But anyway, if I have any additional thoughts, I might have to add this to this video as well, because I'm definitely going to run this thing a few more times before I head home from vacation. But like, subscribe. This is the only car. I'll do a few car ones when I have to. But I want to do the cliche car reviews all the time, but I like to have my signature background in the backdrop of the video. But I wanted to still get some content out during vacation because it's fun. I enjoy this stuff. This is not like effort for me. This is just like straight fun. Like, I miss it. So that's why I keep these things going, not because I'm addicted to the game of the reviews. I'm addicted to the fitness game and the friendships and stuff like that is what I love. And to me, I miss this stuff. So I don't want to, I don't really feel like I need to take a break from it. So anyway, thank you for joining me on my little trip here and following along and watching my YouTube review for the Gulag, and definitely subscribe, and we'll hit up some more products here real soon in the future. I got a lot of good pre's on deck ready to go.